time for a report from the front line. So I have now had the opportunity to play through about a dozen, probably a little less than that, rounds of Overwatch 2, with about 6 of those on support, 2 on tank, and 1 on DPS. And I can tell you the thing that jumped out most at me was definitely the support play. Specifically, I was surprised to find tanks run over me quite the same. I'm not conceptually surprised to find tanks could run over you a little bit, but just some of the muscle memory of, oh, you've hit this many shots on a Wrecking Ball as Zen, they can't still walk on you. Oh, wait, now they can because they have more health. Or similar things with a Winston or a Reinhardt that you've pre-poked a few times as Anna and then hit an 8 on. And then they're just able to keep walking on you and they don't get destroyed by help from your off tank, or they feel they can keep walking and it happens. So that was a little weird, not gonna lie. Definitely the matchup is supports versus tanks, but I do think it is solvable. The matchup versus DPS really wasn't that big a deal. It just felt like 2016 Overwatch again, where, hey, you've either got to be a good peeler on Lucio or as an Anna, Zen, whatever, you've got to go ahead and hit your shots, pre-poke them before they get to you, and then if they still try and force the duel, they lose because you got a bit of a lead there. So that's fine. That's just a skill shot matchup. We're good with that. On the flip side, when you play through as tank there, it was kind of interesting. You definitely want to either be the playmaker as tank because you can jump into 1v3s, 1v2s, and get an elimination, and that's kind of silly. That's definitely not something you could do before as consistently as you can in Overwatch 2. And if you don't go do that quickly, the other tank will. So you've either got to go first effectively and go make a play on the opposing team. You can't be going, oh, I'll wait for my DPS to do something or I'll try and enable them. No, you, to a greater degree, want to go make that play yourself. You have a lot of bulk to accomplish this. Or you can go, hey, I'm going to check the other tank. As soon as they look to make a move, I'm not going to let them do something. I'm immediately going to be on them. I'm going to make them have a hard time because you still have some of the CC to control them. So not too surprising, again, when you think about it intellectually, but that was the feel, at least on day one here. So that's kind of what we look at when it comes to supports. Is this the end of the world for them? Is this the best thing in the world for them? You can make up your own mind. In fact, you can let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious what you think. But I actually find that it's not too bad, or I didn't think it'll be too bad after we make either 3 adjustments from the players or a little bit of an adjustment on the dev side. I think what we'll find from the players is it's going to be easier to track the opposing tank, and supports are just going to do a better job of mentally tracking that tank. So, hey, only one, that's the one you have to worry about, especially. So there's going to be more paying attention to them. There's going to be a greater degree of keeping something between you and that enemy tank. So that tank, just don't allow it to get on you. Don't let it have too bad of a time. Don't let it have too easy of a time getting on you there. You may have to play a bit further away than normal, but you get more consciousness of what's between me and the opponent. And then you're going to have to be more aware of, hey, some of those old breakpoints that you were used to of, oh, I've hit enough headshots, oh, I've done enough to it that they need to back off. They don't necessarily have to anymore. So you're going to have to kite even as you feel like you're getting ahead in the fight, at least until you readjust. The truth is you always kited in some of these fights. You knew how to do it. Your breakpoints were just mentally set a little bit differently. And you have to go, oh, wait, I have to adjust to this new thing. On the other hand, the passive feels pretty good. It does allow you to get pretty good value from those ranges. You can take some pretty meaningful poke fights, especially with DPS, and you've got self-healing, they don't, and you've got pretty cheap self-healing. So that does feel pretty nice. It's going to encourage and enable supports to do a little bit more of the play from further away, keep someone between you and the opponents, see how that goes. But let me know what you guys think. Are you looking forward to this? Are you thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to be terrible for those of you that don't yet have access? Do you have access? How do you feel about this? Is it just like, oh, it just feels like I'm getting run over? Or is this more like, yeah, I can see it. If it's like 2016 all over again, that's fine. That was a fun time in Overwatch. A lot of people really enjoyed that, and battling off the flankers, hey, good stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I definitely am curious. I'll be curious to see how this goes, or maybe we'll see the devs give either a little bit of a survivability nerf or a little bit of a damage nerf to the tanks so they can't run things over quite as easily. It is pretty powerful right now. That said, it's effectively quick play MMR where, yes, there's quite a bit of skill differential, so there's usually someone weak to pick on in the lobby. But that's going to do it for now. If you're enjoying, drop a like. Please consider subscribing or even sharing with your friends. If you do, I can keep you up to date on what's happening on Overwatch 2 and help you get ahead of everyone else. You get better faster than people. I'm going to give you these insights, give you this food for thought, help pick this Contenders Coach brain to put you ahead. That'll do it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Temporal out.